Wajiha. Because of your time with the Afghan Central Bank, let me ask you, the freezing of the Afghan Central Bank's assets worth billions of dollars by the U.S. has undoubtedly caused a crisis in the country, a banking crisis, a humanitarian crisis. The country's economy is on the brink of collapse. What do you think it's going to take for these assets to be unfrozen?
Good time, and thank you for your question. With regards to unfreezing the assets with United States, we are having a very certain procedures that under those procedures, when Afghanistan fulfill all those criteria and conditions, US will freeze or unfreeze those assets for Afghanistan government. And by that time, Afghan government will be able to use those assets. And one of the conditions for unfreezing those assets is having a democratic or a legitimate government in Afghanistan, which is ruling government. So now that we are having the Islamic Emirates government in Afghanistan, still they have not received their recognition or legitimization by any other state. So we should wait and we should see of the next steps, that what are the compromises or what's the interaction of the current government with other states. So upon that one, United States will decide on unfreezing of these assets. And in terms of the humanitarian crisis that we are having in Afghanistan, we were witness of the UN appeal and other states humanitarian aid packages to Afghanistan in order to help and in order to get rid of this current crisis which is going on in the country.
Okay. Besides your role with the as advising for the Afghan Central Bank, you are also a women's rights lawyer. We know that Western leaders had been pushing or hoping to see the inclusion of women in the Afghan government. That did not happen. They were also hoping to see the progress made under previous governments not be scaled back. That has happened. What do you think do you think the Taliban will be able to meet some of the conditions that some Western leaders are looking for in these meetings in Oslo?
So that is the only option for the now or for the time being, since one of the toughest agenda items for the discussions or the 3 days talks with Taliban in Norway is 4 items which I have noted, which is the women's rights, girls' education, civil liberties, and human rights, that we are having the main problems now in Afghanistan. Not only in terms of women, men are also facing different challenges. So now that we are having these talks with Taliban, there should be some compromises but from the Islamic Emirates. As a recent statement, they said that they are going to free the schools doors for the students in the spring. But we should see everything in practice, not only in statements or in terms of having an inclusive government or having a contribution of women in political affairs and other affairs in the government. We have to see that and to which level they are ready to accept women contribution and to which level they are ready to compromise, and they should give these freedoms, these rights to people, not only in terms of having a statement. Since from the 5 months that they have seized government, we haven't seen any type of good things or good fit toward women. Everything is going off the tortures, targeting, killing, or having the restrictions on women movement, their education, their work, their walking around. So everything is restricted. Now that we are having these talks, as it is clearly stated by Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Norway, that it's not a step toward recognition or legitimization of Taliban, but based on the tweets that Afghan Emirates Taliban government is making, they are saying that these steps are, or these talks are a step toward legitimizing their government. So it should be very clear and very general and comprehensive, and Taliban should understand that these talks are not a step toward legitimization until they provide a guarantee for the international community that yes, we are going to observe the women's rights, we are going to open the schools, we are going to open the universities, and we are going to give at least an equal contribution to women in the government. Until that, they should start these talks with them. Otherwise, they will think that the doors are open, they can do whatever they want, international community will help them, they are having this assets in the US that they can use that one. So based on these all factors, they will think and they will apply whatever they have in their mind.
Wajiha, we've heard from senior Taliban officials saying that they are or they have taken the necessary steps, not only towards legitimization, but also possibly towards recognition. That is the ultimate goal. They are testing the waters to see how it can go. That's what the meetings are for and about in Oslo. Do you think Western leaders are ready to take any of these steps?
So in terms of Western leaders, that's a very controversial topic nowadays, which is going on. So it should be some which is parties. We are not understanding or that how they have picked up these representatives from Afghanistan, because all are male, or there are 15 males group which have came from Afghanistan, and they are representing the people. It's the time to know that they are not appointed by the people. They came by themselves. They seized the country from an illegitimate way or illegal way. They announced their government. They don't have any recognition. And they are not representing inclusively all the people of Afghanistan, because they have not come from a very democratic way. They have not come from election. So they are appointed from themselves. They came from their group. So there is no minorities in their group, no women. And all the activists and the human rights activists or women activists which are coming out are not from them, not from their group. So for the Western communities, it's also clear that until they have not provided some guarantees, some
Okay.
red lines, and providing observations, there won't be any recognition for them.
All right. Wajiha Timori, thank you very much for joining us. I do appreciate it.